Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go with the day 3 hint for the next festival, which we've not actually been leaked yet, which is kind of odd. Normally this would already be leaked, but we do not know. Anyway, let me show you the video. So, this, but if you're wondering what a category this is characteristics. If you're wondering how I know, no other one has this many areas. So it would go like all, then like sins or whatever it is, and this is the middle one. So remember, it's the middle one. And they show this, which looks like some sort of like ancient gate. So like maybe like very Norse mythology style. So Ragnarok. Because if we go back to the game, here we are. The middle one is Ragnarok, which would make a lot of sense, being Norse mythology. There's a lot they can do with it. Of course, recently we saw Loki appear in the story. We saw many people appear in the story. If I go to story real quick, replay story, we can have a look who has appeared recently. I wish actually like you could see who appeared. So we want like Berserk Loki. Thor, of course, we've already gotten Thor. Who appeared? I forgot his name. Odin? Yeah, Odin. Sorry, Odin appeared as well. But we've also got someone here, who is someone who's been in the files for a very long time. We do also know that part 2 is definitely Ragnarok, which was leaked by 70th Leaks. This man here, a god of observer, Heimdall. So Heimdall actually has skills that are that do have art. If you don't know, characters that have skills that already have art in them are most likely going to be released pretty soon. He's had art for a very long time, but let's be real, Ragnarok's not released in a very long time. So, yeah, so he definitely has artwork as well, which is cool. It means that it probably also has gold scale animations, silver scale animations, as well as a proper ultimate animation, which is cool. But it also means that realistically, this is probably our part 2, being an unknown. Realistically, for the actual festival, there's a lot they could do. Realistically, I see Odin being the final festival of the Ragnarok series. Of course, we did also get a new Brynhild in the story. I doubt it will be a Brynhild, because we quite recently, in terms of just general LRs, LR Brynhild was like one of our recent LRs, so I doubt it will be a Brynhild. There are a few goddesses they've shown sort of throughout the story for like snippets. So you had like I don't remember the name of the woman. There was a scene where they went to with a Heimdall, his boss basically. There's 2 other women talking to basically his boss, and she's a goddess of, I think her name's Skull. I don't know what the goddess is of whatever that was, but yeah, there's a lot they can do. It is Ragnarok once again. They can go into the entire Norse mythology line and just add and bring whoever they want. You know, we may not even know half these people. They could just bring them in because they're going to be in the next chapter. Because that is something well, it's actually quite a common trend. For example, we didn't have Thor. We didn't even know who Thor was, right? And then all of a sudden, in the story, they bring out, oh wow, Tonal's been Thor the entire time, which makes sense. But she wasn't in the game initially, so we didn't know who about she was. Same with Hel. Baldur was a little bit different. We saw Baldur, we knew who Baldur was because we saw him in Hel's chapter, and then we got Baldur, which makes sense. Yorm, Tyr took quite a while to get. Freya and Freya were both in the story for quite a while before we got them. So, yeah, it's just very up in the air. Of course, it isn't Catastrophe anymore, which, realistically, I don't even know when we're going to get Catastrophe now. It's nearly been a year and a half. By the time, let's just say it reaches November, it'll be nearly a year and a half since we've had any story for them, which is kind of stupid. Bear in mind, you know, they said they were going to have it on a rotation of Catastrophe, Ragnarok, and, you know, mainline story. I use quotation marks for that. That is more or less like a Sins/Four Nights festival. They did say recently in a Q&A that they're not going to really do that anymore. They're not going to stick to it. I understand somewhat the reason why, but, you know, you've had this story for so long, you've sort of just sat on it and just not released it. It's kind of odd. You know, you said they're going to do the voice acting for it. Now you're saying that's a little bit of a problem. It shouldn't really be a problem. You know, none of the voice actors are new voice actors. You know, it shouldn't be too hard to get hold of them. But yeah, it realistically is looking like Ragnarok. It will be a UR base. Realistically, I'm going to say it's probably going to be an unknown festival. It won't be a demon festival because we've had too many demons recently. So it's most likely going to be an unknown. It's probably going to be someone quite broken, or it'll probably be some sort of god. Realistically, once again, it could be one we have or have not seen. Race-wise, I doubt they would go goddess. Realistically, they're probably just going to stick to unknown, but I guess it depends on who they release. We've not actually had a Ragnarok goddess yet, have we? I was on the Ragnarok page. No. No Ragnarok goddesses. No original character goddesses, which is kind of odd. Solely because, well, you've not really got much diversity, let's be real. You've got, like, either Mael, Liz, Sariel, Tarmiel, Elate, Ludo, Big Ludo, and Dana Liz. You haven't got too many choices. So maybe they might switch it up for a bit, try and bring back goddesses by releasing a goddess Ragnarok character, because they haven't done that yet, and it could actually go quite well. Goddesses are a race that could probably do quite well, at least in the current meta. Of course, you've got Melee Liz with Melee Liz Shield, you've got Mael with, you know, damage lower, stat boost, you've got Red Sariel, you've got Green Tristan, who, for some reason, isn't appearing at the bottom as my wanted characters. That's kind of odd. Do I have any wanted characters? Or is that just bugged? No, he's still there. I just, whenever I went to Goddesses, he just wasn't there. Oh, he's unknown, I forgot. But anyway, yeah, let me know who you think it's going to be. Realistically, there is a huge amount of goddesses they can go for once again. Oh, sorry, not goddesses. Ragnarok characters they can go for. They can go down the entire Norse mythology line. Just let me know who you think it's going to be in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.